The ROCS Chicago is a client build designed with the 67R in mind. Not as a replica or a tribute car, but instead a vision of what a 911R could have looked like had it left the factory between 69 and 73. This is our version of a touring model whereby we incorporate subtle details that lead the eye around its lines, a metaphoric rule of thirds, so to speak. There are no lightweight panels on this car. It's done all in metal. No 911R Poser is complete without the iconic front fender vents, and so we extended the original fenders and fabricated these in. These, together with the 911R taillights, set the tone for its design. Since this car is based on the 1980 911 SC, part of the metal backdating process calls for an early trunk latch panel, and so we began by removing the G-body panel and substituting it for a long hood latch panel. What's nice about this is that when you do open the hood, it looks correct. There are no immediate telltale signs that this is a later car. Okay, so this is where Porsche stops and the ROCS begins. Steel normal bumpers have been modified and massaged to work with the reshaped fender flares of our own design. The flares themselves are key in this balancing act and have been redesigned with a smooth arch that carries the body from front to back in one long flowing line. From all angles, smooth is the word. There is one sharp angle on the early factory design which we felt we needed to address. If the sides of the rear bumper ends, they just end. To handle this visual imparity, we redesigned them with a flare for a smooth transition onto the rear wheel arch. Under the lids, we added an RSR-inspired front strut bar and speed hole visuals on the rear subframe and deck lid hinges. The body was stripped to metal and the car painted inside and out in aquamarine blue, which is a 356 color. Because we started with a clean donor, its factory PVC undercoating was unharmed and on with the strength of the gods, so it was left alone. The underpinnings were all removed, which allowed us for a thorough cleaning process and a subsequent recoat with our Worth body schutz. The suspension was fully rebuilt and detailed, carrying upgraded polygraphite bushings, Bilstein dampers, and RSR-style adjustable sway bars. The steering has been upgraded with turbo tie rods, and for final ground control, RSR-inspired 15-inch Fuchs on Pirelli tires substitute the 16-inch Fuchs it originally came with. This was a great running car, and after a thorough mechanical inspection, the client reasoned that there was no need to fix unbroken things, like a nice running engine and smooth shifting gearbox. We then set out to reseal, detail, adjust, and upgrade, including Carrera chain tensioners. We substituted the CIS injection system for PMO carbs, backdated the exhaust using SSI heat exchangers, and a nice 2-in, 2-out muffler for a raw note. The end result is functional, it's reliable, with some performance enhancement afforded by the 6 intakes and exhaust combination. So how do you loop 1967 back into the equation? Well, an obvious way is to throw 67 stuff at it, right? Take a look at the side window trim with opening front wing windows and pop-out rears. These have been taken apart and newly re-chromed. The rear view mirror is also a short wheelbase mirror which hangs from the roof. These are just such nice, beautiful piece and brilliant design that really speaks to an era of quality and design and not mass production. In line with the same sentiment, off came the SC dashboard, and on went a short wheelbase 2-piece dash, recontoured to match the later dash structure and trimmed in beautifully scented black leather. When the door opens, you are instantly greeted by a new car leather smell of a good vintage. I call it the time machine. There's no mold here. Now, smooth isn't reserved for exterior solutions only. The RS door cars look so much nicer uninterrupted, and the window switches look right at home, where both you and the passenger can reach the pair of them since the third switch is no longer necessary. On a hot day, and without air conditioning, it's nice to have houndstooth hanging out in the central part of your seats. What's also cool about the houndstooth is that it goes really nicely with the basket weave of the early dash look. Take a gander between the seats, say hello to more basket weave on the rebuilt e-brake handle pointing to a crispy Weevil shifter masquerading under the stock eyes. Keep looking down on the floors, and wall-to-wall Perlon goodness is there, all the way back into the now definitely useless rear seat area, complete with a 911R style roll bar. ROCS Chicago is a would-be 911 R-ish touring model. It's a solid build, it's quick, handles on rails, yet it's very drivable and comfortable at the same time. Its exhaust is crisp and affirmative. Look at it once, and you will be begging for a date. Take it on a date, you'll want to marry it. The Chicago is really a true gentleman's 911.